nowhere they said that Julius Abure ceases to be the national chairman of Labour Party. And there is nowhere they say that the illegal National Caretaker Committee should take over the leadership of Labour Party. In fact, the illegal National Caretaker Committee was not mentioned anywhere throughout the proceedings in the court today. So for people to go out there and be rejoicing over nothing, I don't know where to situate that. And we find out that a lot of people are even crying because they were misinformed. And that is why we came out to put things in the right perspective. Thank you. So this is you want to ask a question?
First of all, as to the first questions that you raised, there is nowhere, this court today never mentioned that Julius Abure's tenure expired. What the court said was that in political party administration, a person is elected for a term in office, and if that term expires, the person either bow out or seek re-election. That is pure and simple. It never mentioned Abure that the time of Abure has expired. He only talked about the constitution of every political party, prescribing the tenure of office of an elected officer. And if the tenure of office and elected officer expires, that officer either steps aside or seeks re-election. That's in the context of what is happening in Labour Party today. Yes, the tenure created in 2019, extended for 1 year in 2023, elapsed in 2024. But before that efflution of time, a new national convention held and a new national executive committee, council, was elected. Some of the officers were re-elected, some new officers came in. So it is not true that the court said the tenure of Abure expired. Look at that judgment. If you have it, it never mentioned tenure of Abure expiring. It's a general advice to all political parties that officers are elected for a term in office. When that term expires, the person actually either bow out or seek re-election. And that is his position. Today in Labour Party, yes, the tenure created in 2019, extended for 1 year in 2023, elapsed in 2024, but before that expiration, a new convention held, and that convention created a 4-year tenure, and that 4-year tenure is still running. It is upon the efflution of time of that tenure that a new convention can hold. Now, as to the second question, the cross appeal was said to be of no moment because it was based on this issue of leadership. And the court said it did. Now, what the Supreme Court is telling all political parties is that resolve the issue of leadership internally. Resolve it, and everybody should respect that. Don't come to court to ask us for a pronouncement on the leadership of your party. Decide it on your own. That is what the Supreme Court has just said. So, and that is the reason why that cross appeal, emphasizing the leadership, was said to be of no moment. So, pure and simple. It has nothing to do with the tenure created on March 27, 2024. The Supreme Court even actually, by their statement today, said everybody should respect party supremacy, and whatever decision the party has taken should be respected by all and sundry if you remain a member of that party. Now, what we are saying is that today, nobody has recognized, no court, no INEC, no regulatory authority has recognized the so-called caretaker committee. It doesn't have any place in the constitution of the party. And the Supreme Court said today that the constitution should be the document that should guide any political party in its operations. And no caretaker committee was mentioned in the constitution. How will they come in? There is no way for them, because the party has said, respect your constitution, respect due process, respect the processes of the party, respect your congresses and conventions. That is what the Supreme Court has said. So this issue of caretaker committee, they are nowhere. And that is the truth. So don't be deceived. Don't let anybody make statements deceiving the public. The reason the Court of Appeal struck out the cross appeal was that it is about leadership which the court said we are not going to talk about. And the reason it allowed the appeal was because the appeal said leadership is the internal affairs of political party. The Supreme Court agreed with them that leadership is about the internal affairs of political party. It is not strange. That is what the Supreme Court has been doing in the finest tradition of apex courts all over the world. The finest tradition is to allow democracy to grow, to allow political parties to flourish on their own by their internal mechanism, not by the courts intervening. The court said nobody should seek the intervention of the courts any longer. Let democracy grow. Let multi-party democracy, let it flourish on its own. Now, we are talking about a party that has taken a decision. The Supreme Court said, respect the decision of the party. Respect the mechanism of the party. Respect your congresses and convention. If anybody is elected for a term of years and that term expires, a new congress must be held or convention. And if that person wants to seek re-election, so be it. So it is not true that the Supreme Court said the tenure of Abure expired. If the tenure that Abure last run to in 2021, which was to complete the term of Salam, if that tenure was expiring in June 2024, before that expiration, a convention held in March 27, and re-elected him, and elected him as the national chairman. And other officers were also elected, and that is still standing, and that's where we stand.
That matters of leadership of any political party rest on the member of the party. And when we are talking about the party, who is the party? The party is the constitution of the party. And in the constitution of the party, you have the ward executive, you have the local government executive, you have the state executive, you have the national working committee, you have the national executive committee, and you have the national convention. This is what the party is all about. The people that are running about, they should tell you which one did they belong to in all of this. In their ward, they are not even known. They are not members. They came to come and support somebody that we accepted into the party. And they are being used by God knows who to come and scatter the process that Nigerians are looking forward to for a new Nigeria. That is exactly the script they are playing. But unfortunately, they have failed. The neck of this party takes decision for the ratification of National Convention. And that is what the Supreme Court today have asked us to continue to do. When the neck of this party speaks, the only body that can query that decision is the National Convention. And the neck of this party, came together in their large number to the Inouye Convention. Some elected officials, about 70% of them, both at state and federal level, were there at Inouye Convention. All right? The NWC members were there in the convention.
Where do we go from?
So where do we go from here? The decision of the party is clear.
Okay, maybe the National League will throw a little light on it.
Well,
wait 1 minute. Let that.
As to the question, where do we go from here? The party is going nowhere. The party remains where the party is. The party remains strong and steadfast. We have a leadership and we stand by it. It is those other people who say they are disgruntled that we will extend the only branch to them. They can come into the house. We are not going to victimize anybody. We are not going to, because as a political party, we need everybody. Whether they have been misled, whether they have made mistakes, to err is human, and to forgive is divine. We forgive all of them for the mistakes they have made, and we are ready to work them back. The party stands, and the court has said that party supremacy must be maintained at all times. The party has said that there is an elected leadership of this party who have a tenure running from that March 27, 2024 until March 26, 2028. And that is where we are. That is where we stand. We are not shifting ground. It is those who are disgruntled that will come into the party and they will be accommodated.
Thank you. That will be, thank you so much.